Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper and today we are going to talk about a sunscreen. We are going to talk about a chemical sunscreen. So we have spoken a lot about the mineral ones. So today we are talking about one of those chemical ones. And we are talking about one from the company Roche-Posay, so the French company. And they have this one here, they call Anthelios SPF30. So why are we talking about that one? Well, I got a question about someone that didn't want to use a moisturizer and just wanted to use a sunscreen without using a moisturizer. And I would say I think that is maybe not the best idea, because usually sunscreens, they are not meant to be a moisturizer as well. Some of them are, but usually they are not. I think the issue was that if one had oily skin, then it is not nice to both put a moisturizer on and then go on with a sunscreen on top, because it can be a little bit too much. But I think it's more about finding the right sunscreen, or maybe finding a sunscreen that does both. There aren't that many of them, but there are some, and that is why we're looking at this one here today, because this is actually what La Roche-Posay, they are calling a comfort cream. So what is the difference between those two? Well, if you go in and look at the web page and read about what the ingredients are in those two products, you will find that the ingredients are exactly the same. So what is the difference? Well, if you take this one, it looks like this, and it has this sort of pump on it, and we come back to that in a moment. But if you are looking at the ingredients, what is making this product here moisturizing is that there is a lot of glycerin in the product. Now, usually when you are looking at a sunscreen, there will often be glycerin in it, and that is a humectant. So what is different in this product here compared to like, for example, this product here, which I normally use, is that there is a lot more glycerin in this product here than there is in this one here, or for example in this one here, which is an anti-brillant, so an anti-shine product. So the thing is that the glycerin will go in and moisturize your skin. So in that case, I recommended that if the person did not want to use a moisturizer first and just wanted this one-step thing, I thought that this could be a really good option. So I bought it, and I promised I would make a review. So here it comes. So another thing that is in this product here, and the other one that they are not calling Ultra, just calling Comfort Cream, is that there is something in it that will take away shine, so silica. I tried this one here, and for my skin, I would say I don't have dry skin, I don't have oily skin, I have sort of like skin in between. I tried this one here, and I actually thought that it felt nice on the skin, and also you can take it up around the eyes, because there is an anti-eye sting technology in it, so which La Roche-Posay they are using. So what else is there in this product here before we try it on? There are various of these UV filters that are the modern UV filters. So this product here, take it the right way, you cannot buy that in America, but of course you can have it shipped to America. But it is because of these modern filters in here that you cannot get it because of the FDA. So there are some old versions of UV filters in this one here. There is something called avobenzone, and that is a UVA filter, and it has been used for many years. But there is a little problem with it, and that is one of the reasons that you're often told that you should reapply every second hour or something like that, and that is because avobenzone does degrade in UV light, so it will not last. So still it is a good UVA filter, but it doesn't last that well. So in this product here, there are these modern filters as well, and they are actually stabilizing avobenzone, in the sense that as they are shielding our skin from UV light, it is those UV filters are also shielding avobenzone from being degraded by the UV light. So it will last a little bit longer, but still they would say that you should go and reapply every other hour or something like that. But these new filters here, they are actually very photo stable as such. Now, there is another thing in here, and that is something called ethylhexyl salicylate, and that is because there is another UV filter in here as well, because ethylhexyl salicylate is a UV filter, and another one in here is something called ethylhexyl triazone, and that is a powder when they are mixing this stuff together. So in order to make it soluble in the mix, they are using ethylhexyl salicylate in order to make that powder go into the cream as it is supposed to. So that is kind of like one of the reasons ethylhexyl salicylate is in this product here. So yes, should we try it on and see how it goes? Well, I have tried it before, and we need to take a kind of like half a teaspoon. So I just have my normal skincare on today. So from Anthelios, the Le Crème Fluide. So this pump here, it is a pump, and I think it was a little bit difficult to use it in the beginning. It took a long while before something actually came out of it, so, but now it seems to be sort of working fine. So if this is kind of like half a teaspoon, look like that. It has this sort of yellowish color, as I would say a lot of those from La Roche-Posay have, or sunscreens in general. Often they are a little bit to the yellowish side, and that is because of the ethylhexyl salicylate. It has sort of like a orangey color. So yeah, this I would say is much easier to use than, for example, this one here, which is very, very liquidy and pretty difficult to use actually. But it is not something that is very moisturizing, but this is much more moisturizing. So if we put it on like that, does it have a smell? Yes, it does have a smell, and it's kind of like the same smell as this one here, which I would say maybe sometimes is a little bit overpowering. It kind of like depends. When you're putting out yourself, then you might smell it in the beginning, and then it kind of like goes away. But I think other people will smell a sort of I don't know, strange orangey sort of bitter orangey smell or something like that. Yeah, so it is I would say easy to distribute. It doesn't kind of like sink in, like, so it's really difficult to put on. So in that sense, let me just carefully around the eyes. And as said, there are this anti-eye sting technology in it, so I've never had any sort of issue with the sunscreen from La Roche-Posay that they are annoying my eyes, where certainly other sunscreens, they kind of like for the first hour or something like are fine, and then they just like, you need to get this stuff off. Dreadful. So now it starts to become a bit more rigid. So in that sense, I actually took a photo earlier today in sort of sunlight, as in it was an overcast sky. So it wasn't bright sunlight, but it was kind of like daylight. It is winter here in England. So yeah, I can show you how that looks. So what you can see is that it doesn't really shine a whole lot, and now I'm just distributing this, and I would say it does for a little while. It's easy to distribute. It becomes a little bit less easy, but it's still completely manageable. But I would say this is a bit like if you are using a product with too much glycerin in it, then it can be a bit, you can feel it on your skin. I would say this, when I had it on to begin with, I thought maybe it's a little bit too greasy. But the thing is, what you would do when something that is a moisturizing sunscreen is that obviously you will use less of your normal moisturizer. So you don't kind of like overdo it. But actually I just put on what I normally do. and it seemed to be working rather well. I would say after an hour's time, it was like, it just felt nice on the skin. It didn't feel awkward or anything like over greasy or something like that. And maybe you can see in the light now that it has a sort of it's not a matte look, because it is not a mattifying sunscreen. If you want something that is mattifying, you will go for something like this one here, which you can see a video about up here. But for a normal sunscreen, for, I would say, skin kind of like in between, no big issues like oily or particularly dry, I think actually it feels very nice. And I think actually I will try the one that is not not Ultra. It still doesn't say on the package, but the one they just called Comfort Cream, because that one must have less glycerin in it, and that might be something that would suit my skin even better. I will say that the UV filters are kind of like the same all around here with the La Roche-Posay ones on average, but I think this one here is much easier to maneuver around on your face, because the other one is so very liquid. And it seems to me like the perfume is not as strong in this one here compared to this one here. And if we look at it, then there is something interesting about the perfume, because the perfume they use here is something like 99 at the end, and then this one here, it actually is a different number. It is something like 55, something like that. So it kind of like as if it's two different fragrances they have used, but I would say it might just be that one of them is a more diluted version and then it has another number, something like that. I would say they smell pretty much the same, but I think I might be wrong, but I think this one smells a little bit less. So now I would say when I touch my skin, it is very yes, it is sticky, but it's not like, it's not greasy, and it's not like I can't have this on my face, it's too greasy and stuff like that. And I would say after kind of like maybe half an hour, it does sink in nicely. So actually, yeah, I like this product, and I will say that I will try and use less of my normal moisturizer, because it is not a moisturizer that gives a whole lot, apart from it is keeping in moisture. Because the thing is, if you are using nowadays in general, people are using a lot of serums and stuff like that, so in that sense you get all the good stuff in your serums, and then you put that on first, and then after that you basically just need something to lock the whole stuff in. So in that sense, a cream that is just locking in moisture is not as important as something that has a lot of active ingredients in it, because then you would like to have a certain amount on. Here you just want something that is locking in moisture, and this product here in itself does that as well, as and it's always a humectant, so you get a simple skincare thing in this product, apart from it being a UV screen or UV filter. So yeah, I would like to say I do like it, but it takes a little while for it to sink in, and I'm pretty sure that if I take the one that is not Ultra, it will be much easier for me to use. It will sink in much better, but I think it felt nice on the skin, and I think the perfume is not overwhelming, and all around I would say that I actually do like it. So yeah, I think it's just about not using that much of my normal moisturizer. So yeah, what else is there to say about this stuff here? Well, if you look at a product like this, it says Anthelios XL, and that is because there is something that is called Mexoryl XL, and that is what is in this product here, and it has another name as well, and that is what you will find in the description ingredients list on all these products here. So why are they just saying Anthelios XL on this one and not on the other ones? I guess it's something about the design or something like that, but it is in all of them, and it is a UV concoction that L'Oreal made in, I think, in 1999, and that is a really broad spectrum UV filter, and it is should be really good, and that's why they are using it in all their products, mainly, or on average in a lot of their products, but they might not say it on the front. So if you go and want to have that sort of filter in it, and you see that this one has it because it says XL, and this one doesn't say XL, and then it doesn't mean that it is not in this product here, because it is in both of these products here. So yeah, it's about knowing all those different names, because a lot of these ingredients, they have popular names, they have trade names, they have chemical names and stuff like that. So it can be a little bit difficult. So yeah, my verdict is that I actually like this one here, but I think maybe it's a little bit too moisturizing for me, so I will take the one that is just the comfort cream. But if you are not using a moisturizer, I think you can easily get away with using this one here, which is the Ultra Comfort cream. So yeah, that was my verdict on this one. So if you like to see more of this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do all those things you must do in order to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.